Hey, everybody. Musha the Scribe, sending all light, love, and healing energy to all the celestial beings of the cosmos. Let's get into an update on current events. All right. So we already spoke on the election a little bit. We can go ahead and leave that there. Watch the previous video for a little bit of information on that. Let's get into there's a tropical storm approaching the Gulf Coast, if I'm not mistaken. Real high winds, very heavy rain, full-on storm. The timing for that just seems to coincide with all this electoral energy. So that's happening. I think the National Guard was just activated maybe 11 or 12 hours ago in Portland. Like I was saying before, like a few cities are gradually starting to pop off from irritation and unjust movements with this whole election. And they done went ahead and sent the National Guard in there. So it has begun as far as that goes. Getting on to the sun, an update as far as like the radiation level. Radiation levels are still standing strong. The coronal mass ejections have taken a slight turn. All right, y'all know with the CMEs and the solar flares and everything, they burst from the sun, and then after like I want to say it's a day or 2 days, we're hit by them and affected by them. For the most part, we've been getting hit with indirect flares and CMEs. It's like the sun is in the center and they'll come off the sides, and we'll get hit with like the indirect flares and radiation of things. But as far as like the last week and a half to 2 weeks, we've been getting hit with direct solar flares and CMEs and radiation from the sun, like actually pointing at the earth and coming down here for real. So if you noticed in the last like week or so, it's been extremely heavy winds, temperature differences. You may be feeling different, being affected by different ways or whatever. You just felt a little off this week or a little different this week. That's why we're getting hit by direct energy this week, which is kind of different in comparison to the rest of the prior days and months and everything, because we were getting hit by like side energy, what was trickling down. Now we're getting hit by direct shit. So that's going on. What else we have going on here? In news that you probably missed because everything's been so amped up about the election and the cats running for president and all that. On 2 different instances, they have found like 45 black men, women, and children who have been human trafficked victims, prisoners. They freed like 2 different batches of 45 in the United States within the last few days. And that's probably hasn't made super mainstream news because of all the election stuff and everything. But you know how that goes. When one major thing is happening, a lot of the really drastic and important shit gets brushed to the side. So that's just an update on that. What else do we have here? Let me think of what kind of questions and things I've been getting sent to the email. Random topic. Somebody, one of my subscribers had sent me something saying, "You cut your hair." I didn't cut it. Didn't cut it. It's still there. Just be gelling it sometimes or whatever, so it looks short. But nah, it's still growing strong for real. What else can we get into slightly here? I'm not aware of any like major earth changes right now. I know that they have been saying that there's been like a deep tone of vibration coming from the center of the earth here recently that's not earthquake related. So that could have something to deal with Shambhala or Agartha, but I think I'll save that topic for another video later on here today. Shout out to, I don't want to even say your name on here, but I'll still be giving you a call about the AC on the astral plane video. been in here jammed up with a lot of this virtual work and shit, but I will still return, the call, and we'll talk about that, because I'm actually glad I ain't the only person that's experienced that place for real. I know the story, meeting AC on the astral plane sounded out of this world, but I'm not the only one that's been there, and I've been contacted by a few people and that have been to the same place and everything, and all of our visions and things correlate to it. So sure, it's an actual location. Other than that, though, I've been working on some different all the documentary information. I have about 13 chapters. I've completed maybe 5 or 6, getting it together so I can go ahead and get the documentaries released to y'all and everything. Just trying to cram as much information as I can per chapter, because I know a lot of the time we'll watch something and you got to source a bunch of different places and everything. I'm trying to have everything in the one big book. If it's on that subject, everything about that subject should be in it. That's how I feel. So that's gonna take me some time, but I'm still working on that. Shout out to everybody that's still out here, um, reposting, all this information and things. There's a lot of younger guys on here now, that are doing it, and I know we always say like, uh, believe in the youth and uh, good things like that, which is true. But some of y'all younger dudes, I feel like y'all need to experience life a little bit more before you can get on here and start teaching and teaching what you're teaching for real. And that's not for all of them, but like the ones who I'm speaking with, like they'll understand. It's no disrespect to anything like that. It's just a lot of these things you can't explain unless you're basing it off of experiences and things of that nature. And certain things, it's like the degrees. You won't be introduced to certain things until you reach a certain point of age. That's just how it goes. So just be careful with what y'all talking about sometimes, because a lot of it's like a blend of misinformation and missing information for real. And I know it's not intentional; it's just happening that way. But yeah, I'll hit y'all with another video here shortly. Mad love.